Hi.
Hi! Okay, this is RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4, Episode 6 plus Untucked review.
Get into it. Before we start, I just want to say that this week there has seemed to be a lot of shade going on online and shit. It's bullshit that anyone would try and act like we are on some shit, or that I'm getting big-headed, or that fame is getting to me. Cause bitch, not one motherfucking time have I stated that I am famous, that I feel like I'm famous, nor has anyone else ever told me I'm famous. So to say that I'm getting big-headed is some bullshit. And for the mucked out there, and you know who you are, you mucked looking bitch, I just want to say that you ain't worth it, because I came at you right, and I said, very reasonably, that you obviously just don't understand the sisterhood of drag, or what it is, and bitch wanted to come at us, and say, oh, some drag queen trannies. Okay, so we're trannies, and you're meant to be in the drag scene, but you're using tranny as a negative term?
I haven't even got time for bitches like that, honey. I ain't giving it no time. I ain't giving it no energy. I ain't giving it no nothing. Because the fact is that we are nice people.
Yes.
And we fucking do our best to break the stereotype that drag queens are bitches.
Yes.
And we do our best. And every time anybody ever says some shit to us, we're always nice. We're never rude. Unless a bitch wants to come for me, because if a bitch wants to come for me, the library is open, darling.
Yes, honey.
Because, you know, what am I supposed to do? Sit there and take some shit out your mouth? No, boo.
No, girl, because I ain't the one. Now, I just want to say that this bitch is all kind of fucked up, and I'm not even gonna bother trying to resolve anything with this fool, because no matter what way I go about it, you can't comprehend anything that I'm saying.
No.
And every time that I even try to get the issue out there, you come at me with some bullshit talking about dick out my pants or some bullshit. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about, Ma?
Let's just not give it any more energy.
And to all my drag sisters out there online, on Tumblr that I know of, I love you all. Diana Fire, okay? Mon Garçon, my sister. I can't pronounce your name, don't hate me, okay? I'm British, bitch. Lace, I don't know, bitch. But I love you. Fucking Angelina Androgy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Kimora, I got love for all of y'all, because we all in this together. We all sisters
yes,
at the end of the day. And whether we like your aesthetic or you like ours or whatever, at the end of the day, we got love for you.
Yes, ma'am. There's no need for queens to be hating on other queens because they're jealous and bitter, because that just makes you look ugly, bitch.
Exactly.
So, eat my fucking
smooches.
tuck.
Yes. I got love for all my drag sisters online, because even if we don't too much have the same look or whatever, there's no need for shade, especially if you press about something someone said about a blog or some dumb shit like that. You obviously ain't never been through no struggles in your life, darling, and I really hope you get a fucking clue.
Yes, ma'am.
You vapid fucking cunt.
Okay, now let's move on, bitch.
Yes, let's move on to something positive. RuPaul's Drag Race. That's why we're all here. Yes.
Okay.
So,
because that's my fucking show.
Yes.
Okay. So they all walked back into the workroom, and Kenya left her message on the mirror, said, you know, Fifi was her sister, things of that nature. Yeah, they were talking about how Milan sent all the Puerto Rican girls home, bitch. And Miss Milan felt like her drag was misunderstood last week. You know, I feel it was too. She could have given me a little more, maybe tailoring. I ain't mad at her for giving a Janelle Monáe look, but I just think the body could have been a little more on point, but regardless.
It's neither here nor there.
They brought up whether Willem's tears were real, and, you know, Fifi didn't think so. She was calling her an actress or whatever. I don't know. She was fake.
God, women's tears have become this big thing on Drag Race. Everybody want to know the tea, and it's just let the bitch have it.
Yeah.
I don't even care at this point whether she faked it or not. Just let her have it, girl. Let it die.
The mini challenge was a spring break themed one. They had to do a wet t-shirt contest. Boobsforqueens.com gave them all breastplates. And the queen who got the biggest reaction would win. How do I look? How do I feel?
Before the mini challenge even started and they were in the workroom ready to leave, like, I know y'all was thinking it too. Latrice's look was so flawless. I couldn't wait. I was like, bitch, yes, with those white boots on and the hair was giving me all that and everything.
The first to come out was Miss Milan. You know, I thought she was good. She was giving you the hair flip and the splits, like, on her back with her pussy all out in the air and her cooch out, you know.
Yes, it was sickening. It was sickening. So I think she was one of the top bitches for me.
Chad worked, you know. I thought she was gonna maybe have a little trouble being a bit sexy, but she was giving it, honey.
She was giving it.
Dropping it to the floor.
For a lady that's been in the game for quite some time, Miss Chad, you got some legs for days, darling. I was gagging. You a giraffe, honey.
Jiggly did better than I thought. I thought she was maybe going to have a bit of trouble, but she had her titties out. She was shaking her.
Yeah, so you know, Jiggly is that hood bitch, so, you know, me personally, I didn't think she was going to do bad at this challenge.
Yeah. Sharon turned the party. She was, you know, she said she never wants to give a character that anybody wants to fuck. So she was spitting out the water, and she was giving it her own twist.
Yes, you know, she stayed true to Sharon, and she did her thing. She did her thing, honey. Okay, now y'all already know, now when Miss Fifi came out there, now, besides that performance, like, can I just say I wasn't really sure where she was going with that look for that challenge.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have to wear a t-shirt anyway.
No, I'm the t-shirt, that's fine, that's not what I'm talking about, but, like, the pink bob wig, like, pussycat wig, I just didn't get it, like, you sure that was the right look, girl, for that challenge? And not only that, but she was going too crazy, like, how sexy is it when you bouncing your titties, but your titties are literally detaching from your body?
It just kind of broke the illusion. Like, her titties came off, her wig came off. It was like, girl, pull it together, darling.
Why didn't you pin your wig, Ma?
Willem was a hoe, as usual, killing it. You know, she served it up, honey, and they were eating it.
Yes, and her body was so right.
Her body is always right.
Girl.
Yeah, Dita was good. Some hair flipping, some titty bouncing. You know, she was good.
Dita's a good performer, so we already know she has it in her.
Yes, ma'am. And then finally it was Miss Latrice Royale. And she was giving you a split, and her coochie was all out. They had to blur the coochie.
Yes, when Latrice first came out, I was like, if Latrice doesn't do the splits, I'm gonna be mad. Because it was so right for that challenge that she hit out.
Yes. Willem won. Thank you, God, for all this bod. Better get it, bitch, because it's right.
Yes.
The main challenge was sort of pride-themed, and there was a lot of talk about the whole Stonewall thing, and which was really important. Educate people on our drag history, darling. Rue knew that was the tea. They had to make a float and wear it out on the runway.
And they had to be fashion-forward with their looks, so, you know, which they should always kind of be fashion-forward, really, with their looks, because Rue is our fashion bitch. She on it, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they could use their own drag and other materials provided to them by Michael Levine Fabrics.
Yes.
And yeah, Rue was like stressing that it needed to be chic and fashion-forward. Jiggly, off the bat, was worried about the creative aspect, like, because she just... I don't want to call her not creative, because I'm sure she can pull out some shit, but she was just struggling with it from the get-go. And she wasn't too happy with the color either. But Jiggly, you were wrong, because orange is Rue's favorite color, boo.
Exactly, and so, I mean, like, you could have done something with orange, like, I get it's not your favorite color or whatever, but I mean, it's Rue's favorite, and I mean something, right? So you could have worked around that some kind of way. I thought, you know, when Jiggly was first like, what the fuck am I going to do with this orange or whatever, I was like, you know, it's neither here or there with the color. Like, I think if she would have got purple or pink or whatever, she would have been just as confused, so like...
Yeah. They were discussing Stonewall again.
Yeah.
And I think it was Chad that asked if they knew what it was.
Yeah.
Willem knew her history, darling.
Yes,
she
she
knew
did.
her shit. And obviously Chad did, because she's that type of bitch who's gonna know her shit, honey. But Sharon knew it too, and, you know, educating them bitches, I don't know who knew. Miss Jiggly didn't apparently know that much, so it was good for her to be educated. And it came up, like, Dita grew up, like, in a really religious family, and it makes her proud, like, all of this stuff.
Exactly, which obviously we can relate to. We already know this.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's just, you know, it focused a lot on Jiggly not having much of a theme, and she was struggling, and she was a bit behind. And when Ru came in and stuff, she was just saying she was going to make whatever, and she was trying to, you know, bullshit her way through it. But
yes, like, she was teeter-tottering around the whole thing, and it was just like, Jiggly, you gotta realize that you cannot bullshit God, darling. Like, trying to lie to Ru and act like you're doing something when you don't know what the hell you're doing, it's just like, you might as well be lying to Jesus right now, girl.
It was obvious that Ru wanted the boat to, like, express them, like, it wouldn't... So you can see, okay, that boat's, like, Jiggly down in a boat. If Jiggly was a boat, that's Jiggly.
Yes.
So I think she was just kind of worried about it, and Ru just wanted them to show off their personal style and things of that nature.
I mean, at the same time, I get that they probably wanted the boats to represent the queen, but, you know, then comes the whole thing of it's supposed to be pride, so it's supposed to be all about you, but we'll get to that later.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he was talking to Willem, and Willem's pussy was on fire when she was quoting RuPaul's book, bitch. That was some slick shit, and I applaud you for that one, because you knew her quote down, and it was just everything to me in that moment, honey.
Yes, bitch. And again, Ru is God, so Ru knows what you're doing, girl, but I think she appreciated it, though.
She pulled out Carrie's Sex and the City fucking Dolce & Gabbana coat from what she had when she fell on the damn runway, bitch.
Child, I know how to act, yes. And I was living even more when she came on the runway, but again, not too soon, not just yet.
She was talking to Fifi about her darkest hour, and Fifi was going on about how she had, like, an abusive childhood, and girl, prison, honey.
It's good that Fifi opens up every now and again. I wish it was more often. Again, editing, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, you know, I want to know more about Fifi, because maybe it's just the way that things are being played out, but whenever I really see Fifi on Drag Race, she's not really talking about herself. She's talking about someone else or some other situation. I want her to open up.
Yeah.
And just break it down and just be like, look, this is me, bitch. This is what I've been through. This is why I'm here.
We've all been through some kind of adversities, and you gotta, you know, pull through it, and that's what makes you stronger, and that's what makes you, like, the person who you are. And it's just, you want to see more of that, because she comes off as so hard on the show, like...
I get that it's editing and that they maybe are portraying her that way, but like we said before, you know, what you give is what you give, and if you didn't give that footage, then they wouldn't have it to use, and obviously they have a lot of that kind of footage to use, so why wouldn't they put it to use?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's just how I feel about the situation. Besides the whole thing with Fifi being shady and stuff, to talk about something more, relatable, I guess. When she was talking about how, like, in her hometown, she couldn't walk around with, like, her man or whatever, and, like, bitches would come to the club or some shit with baseball bats and crazy shit like that. It's like, damn. And I can relate, because that's the kind of crazy shit you get over where we're from.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, I feel like torn, because I want to love Fifi, not just because she's cute, but because she's been through some things, and I want to relate to her, and like, but it's just, it's hard, it's real hard, and that's just where I'm at. You know, I gotta be honest with y'all, because I love Fifi, and I was so there for her, but she's just making it really hard for me, and I really don't want to have to be saying it, but that's just honestly how I feel. She makes it hard for me to love her. I just want to love the bitch for what she does and where she comes from.
Yes, ma'am.
But this moment in time, it's real difficult. It's real difficult to be on her side sometimes.
Dita was kind of struggling with her bow, and Jiggly was all over the place. Like, out of her element. Because it's like a super creative challenge, and like,
Yeah.
I would have definitely struggled. I'm not saying I would have failed, but I would have struggled to try and think, bitch, how am I going to make this boat look good, represent me, represent hope, pride, things of that nature. It's a really difficult challenge, boo. Milan was talking about how her drag is kind of different. She didn't want to be pigeonholed into one sort of box.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
You know, and when Ru came over talking to her, you know, she was telling her, like, okay, we get that you do characters and stuff, but we want to see Milan. You know what I mean? Which is kind of the same situation, I guess, as Chad. Chad does a lot of characters, but I feel like Chad's got on RuPaul's Drag Race to show who Chad is, and Milan kind of should have done the same thing without having to compromise. But, you know, I know there's a Milan in there that isn't just based on a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sharon was talking about how she has, like, the look that she actually wants to do, but when the electricity is about to be cut off, bitch, she's out there doing Gaga, which I thought was sickening,
Her pussy was on fire in that
yes,
moment,
ma'am.
bitch. Yes.
Willem was decided to turn around and give you some Tyra Sanchez tease, season 2, singing Beyonce's Halo.
Girl.
Bitch, she was given everything.
Girl, you know that episode already done aired. What you doing up on the damn thing, singing?
Swinging the fucking thing
Although,
around.
you know, at least Willem is a singer, you know, because it wasn't as much torture as it was when Tyra was doing it. But Miss Willem, come on now, bitch.
She was really pissed off Jiggly that was living, because she was giving Jiggly a taste of
Exactly.
her own medicine, honey.
The singing thing, whatever aside, that moment was so fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Because, like I always say, Jiggly didn't know how to act. She didn't. And Willem was giving it to her. She didn't know what to do. But Chad was getting kind of pissed off, and that's when I'd be scared.
Yeah.
Because you don't want that bitch coming for you.
No, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
So, let's move on to the runway.
Ow.
Ru looked gorgeous. She was giving me sort of caveman fish. Or
What?
cavewoman fish. Okay. That's what she was giving me.
Alright.
Um,
I was living for Ru's hair this week. That was gorgeous. It was stunning, flawless.
Michelle, as usual, looked gorgeous.
Ugh, fucking live for Michelle Visage. And Michelle, if you watching this bitch, I'm gonna get up right now and death drop, mommy. Ow, yes.
Shout out to you, Michelle, because I know
Yes.
you fucking shouted us out on Twitter and you told us you loved us, and we literally gagged.
Gagged. Like, literally, like, I went to the bathroom, bitch, head in the toilet, gagging, vomit, sick, everywhere. Like,
It was
just,
too much. It was too much.
And I know Michelle loves a UK bitch, so how you doing, Michelle?
How you doing?
You know, because I can give you some UK fish if you want to.
Shout out to Miss Kelly Osbourne, because I fucking love her.
Yes, I was
To
so
death.
glad to have someone like that on the judges panel. And, you know, Kelly from the UK, or well, you know, if we take it back to her roots or whatever. And she's perfect for that show. She's just perfect.
She gets it. She gets drag. She
Yes.
loves drag. You can tell she fucking loves it.
And she's that bitch, and she would do so well being on that panel permanently, not replacing Michelle in
No.
any way.
No.
But she would be such a sickening addition.
Ugh, love her. First up, it was Miss Chad Michaels.
Ow.
She was given showgirl Kylie Minogue realness. I was
Yes.
living.
I love it. It was flawless, beautiful, very Chad Michaels.
Polished.
Yes, I loved it. I mean, it wasn't my top look of the week.
No.
But, you know, Chad is always sickening, and she never lets me down.
No,
Like, this
she's
week I was
always on
not
point.
let down again.
Yeah.
So, work, Chad.
Yes, ma'am.
Chad's boat was cute. It wasn't the best boat, in my opinion, out of all of them, but it was definitely a polished boat.
Yeah, and it went with her outfit perfectly.
Yes, it was really cute, and it said hope, and, you know, at least she was trying to give that, you know, and she was sticking with the theme of pride and giving hope to the children. And Chad Michaels, you give me so much hope, bitch. So work that hope pussy, you bitch.
Yes. Dita Ritz. She was giving me 70s fish, honey. She had on, like, the pants, and they were giving me, like, a bell-bottom effect.
Yes.
But she had on, they were, like, harem pants. And, yeah, it was cute. The top wasn't my favorite. Like, I don't know which judge said it, but if she didn't have on that top, I feel like it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, me too.
The hair was cute. Her boat, you know, wasn't my favorite.
Her boat wasn't my favorite, but
she got red, yeah.
But she did a good job with it, I thought, even though it wasn't my favorite, because, like, you know, she did what she could, and she had that sickening face in the back.
I think that was like the Glamazon t-shirt.
It was flawless, and I was living for it. I loved it. I mean, it wasn't my top for me, but she worked. Again, for me, the thing that let it down was her top, but, you know, like I always say, it's neither here nor there.
Jiggly Caliente. For me, it was just, like, too much going on.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough of a strong theme, like, all around, and it was just kind of a hodgepodge, if you will, of stuff stuck on a boat, and the cape thing wasn't really helping. It was just kind of all over the place, and I felt like she had a bit of an advantage, like I said before, with Rue's favourite colour, but, I mean, okay, Miss Jiggly.
She did what she did, and, you know, there was the whole thing that Jiggly said it took her till, like, the next day to figure out what she really wanted to do. But, I mean, you know, get your shit together, Ma, and, you know, to at least defend Jiggly somewhat, I was living for her mug tonight.
Yeah.
It was flawless, I gotta give her that. She was snatched back, and it was everything. So, the mug was right. The boat sank for me, but what can you do?
Yeah. Next up, it was Miss Milan. It was cute, but it was like a little messy. Like, I was living for the wig. The wig was really cute. To this moment, I still can't really remember, like, what her outfit was doing. The boat, like, it was cute, but it was just like the writing on it wasn't kind of done in the right way. It looked a bit like she'd gotten a Sharpie and written it on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't my favorite boat, but I don't know, like, her look was good. I really liked her hair. Like, for me personally, Milan wasn't like my least favorite. Apparently, she was Rue's least favorite, but she was my least favorite. Although I didn't love it, you know, but I didn't hate it either.
Shout out to the wig heads on the back, because that was fucking sickening.
Yes, that was sickening. That was real cute, and like, I don't know. I thought she turned at least something cute out, and she put something out there that wasn't horrible.
Yeah. Next up was Miss Sharon Needles, honey. I loved it.
Yes.
Eve realness. When she first came out and I saw the snake, I'm like, how's she fucking getting that snake moving? And then, like, it took me a couple of seconds. I'm like, oh, it's her fucking arm, bitch. I'm like, you better work that slick shit, honey.
Yes, slick bitch, stunt queen. I live for it. Her look on the runway was so gorgeous.
Yes.
I was living.
The hair, the makeup, the color is gorgeous on her.
Yes, she looked beautiful, honey.
Yes, ma'am. It had a really strong theme as well, which helped. The boat, it worked, honey.
It worked. It was flawless, head to toe. I loved it. And, you know, Sharon, you wanted to tweet us last time talking about you wanted your 10s. Well, here is your 10, bitch. 10. Across the board.
Okay. Miss Latrice Royale. Gorgeous.
Ugh.
This bitch always comes out painted. The hair and the makeup was everything. Everything. She like hand painted that hair herself. And it was just, it kind of looked like a little bit like seaweed. And she had the rhinestones like on her lips and everything. Ugh, gorgeous.
Yes, like, the first thing I thought when that bitch stepped out, I thought, Ursula, what the fuck are you doing on RuPaul's Drag Race, bitch? You done came here and stepped up your fucking look. and you give me all this eleganza, bitch.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm like, you know what? I don't even too much fucking care about Ariel no more. Because this bitch is turning it.
Yes. She had on the gorgeous necklace, and she, you know, her look wasn't like over the top actual clothing, and her bow was like quite simple, but it just, everything worked. It was chic.
Exactly, yes. And I was living for all of this. I was living for it.
Mm-hmm. The only thing is, like Michelle said, the boots. When she came out in the boots again, I'm like,
Chunks, baby.
The fucking boots again, the trees.
I know, but like,
what's she meant to do? Like, I feel you, but like, you know, I'm just kind of tired of seeing the boots.
Exactly, but you know, maybe next week she'll bring someone else out.
She has to, honey. After Michelle read her on
Maybe
them.
next week she'll bring the white ones out, bitch. Okay.
Alright. Next up was Miss Willem.
Yes.
She looked gorgeous.
Yes, and so much better in that coat than Carrie did on Sex and the City. Like, oh my good God, bitch.
She came out and it was cute, and then she dropped the boat, and she took off the coat, and she gave you the body.
Yes.
Ugh, everything.
And she was the only bitch to actually get out of her boat. Which,
she got smart.
Yes, exactly. Her pussy, again, was on fire for the second time in this episode.
Second or third, I don't know. She's fucking killing it this week.
5th, 6th, 7th, yes. Willem.
Shout out to you, Willem, because you were killing it. You were killing them
Yes,
hoes.
with slaying the competition.
Yes.
Her boat was fly as fuck. I loved like the mannequin head she used in the front. It was gorgeous. It was giving me that elegance that, you know, like how on the pirate boats they have the mermaid in the front. Like, it was everything. Now, there was the whole thing about, you know, it being all about Willem and being all about Milan, but we can get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the Untucked.
But, you know, her performance on the runway was sickening, her look was sickening, and everything was right. So, 10, 10, 10.
Yes, ma'am. Finally, it was Miss Fifi O'Hara. She looked gorgeous. Like, everything was put together.
Yeah.
The bow went with the outfit. I love darker hair on her.
Yes, that purple was really cute.
It was gorgeous.
I see she decided to use, like, the thing she was going to wear on her shoulder. She decided to put it on the boat. Because I noticed when she was making the outfit, it was up here. And when she went on the runway, it was, like, on the front of the boat or some shit. So, but it worked, and, like, the actual look, like, what she was wearing was sickening as
she
fuck.
looked gorgeous.
Yes, and, looked to me like she decided to go a little bit more goth herself this week, so okay, Miss Fifi. So once it got to the judges' comments, like, you know, we've given our opinion on the look, so I'm not going to talk about that for too long, but I will say that when Jiggly gave that reveal, it almost kind of fell flat a bit for me because she should have done it on the runway, and I think that was her way of saying, look, I know I fucked up this week, so let me do something now that's gonna, like, make you want me a little more, whatever.
Make you gag.
Like, yes, but it was just like, you should have done that on the runway, because it turns out that, you know, Kelly didn't too much like what you were wearing, and she wished you would have done it, and I agree. I don't know why she didn't pull out some Willem shit and get out that boat and be like, bam, bitch, and let you have it right then and there. That was your moment.
Yeah. The bottom two were Miss Jiggly and Miss Milan, honey. Whew, child. Now, they were already talking, like, when the bitches were in the Untucked, Michelle was like, if Milan takes off that wig, I am not here for it, basically. And we were just like, oh, Milan, don't take off that wig, honey, don't take it off. Oh, and
y'all know that she did.
She took off the wig. She got, like, her whole top down. She didn't have on no titties, nothing.
I know that people have been talking about Milan giving too much in the lip sync and stuff, and maybe that moment wasn't the right move for her, but I think Milan was just trying to be like, look, I keep getting all this shit for being androgynous, so you know what, I'm gonna do me. And even though maybe that got her sent home, she was true to her, and she was like, this is me, you know, like, I'm a man, I give androgyny, and I'm gonna give it to you now, and you're either gonna love it or hate it. And I guess they didn't too much love it, but I was there for it.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for it, and I knew what she was trying to do and portray, and she was just trying to be like, you know, this is all about pride, so let me be proud of the drag that I do and the queen that I am.
Yeah.
So I was living.
Yeah, Jiggly snatched it. She was dancing the house down.
Yes, I gotta give it to Jiggly.
She can perform her ass off. So obviously Ru just felt, bitch, like you killed it, but that's the second time now. Yeah, that's the second time now.
And it was the third time for Milan, and I guess it's hard for Milan too because she is such a performer that she already kind of gave everything that she could give in the other lip sync. So when it came down to the third time, it kind of seemed like recycled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, and then the wig taking off, that didn't help her, but I must say, I am so sorry to see Milan go, because she was one of the main chicks that, when we did our cast review, I wasn't really too much feeling her, and she totally flipped my opinion.
Yeah.
And Milan is one of the top bitches for me at any season. I love her. I live for Milan. I'm just like, I can't believe she gone. You know, last week Candy and now I gotta deal with this. This too much.
It is too much, bitch. Like,
I was so upset, bitch. I threw my pen at the fucking computer, bitch. I was like throwing papers around. I was pissed. Like, I'm real mad to see her go.
oh my god, yeah, it's definitely a big loss. I can't believe there's only fucking 7 bitches left in the competition.
But how many episodes left?
More than that, honey.
So, we gotta wait to find out what the fuck Ru is gonna turn out.
What is the tea, bitch?
Well, I don't want to know the tea, so if any of y'all know and y'all tell me, I'm fighting for you.
No, don't tell us.
I want to know.
Please.
Mimi, I'm first. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Let's move on to the Untucked.
Yes.
They showed you that when Ru asked whose boat would you basically fucking burn, and every bitch said Jiggly, honey. So
which I'm guessing even Jiggly wasn't surprised, because, you know, it was pretty out there.
Yeah, and they, you know, the atmosphere was tense back there, and, you know, Willem was saying, don't save your tricks
to later.
Yeah. Don't save them, because you never know that time on the runway is going to be your last, so pull it all out, bitch. So, Milan was bringing up how her outfit was inspired by Kevin Aviance. And I feel her, like, it's not like her look wasn't cute. She was just, I guess, trying to serve androgyny again. And that's not what the judges were looking for at this point, because she served it last week and they just... Since it got
too much like it,
they didn't want to see it again, basically.
Yeah, I get that. Because at first I was kind of confused when Willem was saying something to her. Because I'm like, well, Willem came out that one week with the gold look and no titties on.
Yeah.
But I guess the main thing is that Ru told her switch it up, and she didn't.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem lies.
They brought up Dida and her look and stuff, and, you know, Dida was saying that she's a fishy queen. She hardly ever wears costumes. She has her moments, but, like, that's just her drag aesthetic. She's just fishy, and, you know, sometimes I guess the judges are looking for more than that.
Exactly. I guess no matter what you do, RuPaul's Drag Race is that time where you need to elevate what you are and be more than what you would give at any other moment.
Yeah. Now, the Peekaroo came early this week, so when the bitches went into the next room, who was sat there but Miss Kelly Osbourne, honey. And, it was just right. You can tell, like, she's the first judge to go back there because she's the perfect bitch to be back there.
Yes, and she probably asked to be back there, bitch. It's like, bitch, I ain't going on the show, but I don't get in the Interior Illusions Lounge, darling.
She asked who the bitch was. Willem straight away, me. Sickening. Latrice said Fifi.
Pretty much everyone said Fifi. And in that moment, I felt like Fifi could have done more with it, because everyone was kind of like, Fifi, she the bitch, and she was like, I'm not a bitch, I'm real. And it was just like, Fifi, girl, Get something back, girl. Don't just sit there.
Being in total control of herself. She could have given something, bitch.
Exactly,
I
but
don't know.
it just, that moment was just kind of like, ooh, kind of fell flat. Kind of fell flat, honey.
Latrice was talking about how fucking Kelly is a drag queen, and she is.
She is,
She was like, oh, Latrice, how do you do them lips? So if you see Kelly Osbourne rocking them lips, you know who the fuck she got it from.
Yes.
She was talking about who the other bitches wanted in, you know, a nasty way. And fucking Milan straight away, Fifi. I want Fifi.
That moment was too much for me. It was giving me the fever. Okay, well, she really want a piece, girl.
Yeah, they were all... Some of these bitches were being stupid, and apparently, I just want to clock, people on Tumblr were saying that Sharon was really racist for saying that she wanted Latrice's, what was it, big black
body crushing her grey
cadaver skin.
Yes.
Like, you know, Sharon is just trying to be funny. Latrice obviously found it funny. I don't think it was intended in a way to hurt anyone, so I don't see why people take it so seriously. Like, it's drag, honey.
Exactly, and like earlier that day, you know, Sharon was rubbing her face all up in Latrice's tits and shit, and it was just like, you know, if she was racist, I think that her and Latrice's relationship would be very different to what it is, and they obviously seem like friends. Well, from what I have read on Tumblr, Miss Sharon and Latrice have shared some weed before, honey, up in that hotel, so from what I hear, you don't just sit there and smoke a blunt with your bitch if you racist, girl. Because I don't think they'd be smoking that weed together, darling.
Yeah, I don't think Sharon's racist at all. I think it's just stupid for someone to get offended over something as little as that. Like,
I mean, I can see that maybe some people thought that it was kind of out there and stuff, and I can totally appreciate that, but to say that she's racist or like that she doesn't like a certain group of people, I think is stupid.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, it's just an observation she made. Maybe she could have used better words or could have phrased it better in a way that maybe wouldn't have offended people. But there was no harm meant behind it. So, you know, if it was a slight bit of ignorance on her part, okay, but like, I don't think so. She was just being silly, like...
Exactly.
I don't know. People get too easily offended, and people need to remember that these are drag queens.
Yeah.
We're offensive, like, in our nature.
Exactly.
We're men who dress in women's clothing. Someone can find that simple fact offensive.
Yeah, no matter what you do, someone's always going to find something offensive about something. So, you know, whatever. Brush it off, darling. Don't be binging at me, girl.
So yeah, we're going through who they fancied. And Chad, fucking, she was like, I am not here for that.
No,
I ain't going to none of them
she
bitches.
got her man. Shout out to Miss Adam, girl. Yeah, how you doing?
So they had the fucking pink box, and what does motherfucking Sharon say? Is it Madame LaQueer's mole in the box, bitch?
Oh, girl, that was too much.
You are doing too much for me with Madame LaQueer, because last week on the Snatch Game, she was like, oh, Madame LaQueer. So, I don't know, she obviously, if I was Madame LaQueer in the reunion, I'd be like, bitch, what are you talking about me for?
Yeah, I don't think Madame is that bitch, though, but, you know, I'm pretty sure she could crush you, girl, so I wouldn't take it if I was you. She got that Puerto Rican fire, darling.
Oh my god! And what was in the pink box? Actually, in the pink box,
darling. Oh man, I don't even.
A letter from Kenya Michaels. Oh Jesus Christ!
Now, was that a letter or was it hate mail?
It was hate mail, honey.
Lord, she just went hard on that paper, girl. She had fun with that pen, bitch.
Mm-hmm. She fucking told Jiggly that this ain't no school. She gave love to Miss Fifi, and she was saying, oh, remember the makeup tips? Like, she was even trying to take ownership, like, because people were saying, oh, Fifi, you look good this week, or whatever. And she's like, oh, that was me, bitch. I was giving her tips, bitch.
Mm-hmm. But you know, Kenya gets that flawless mug. Miss Edwin Irizarry, girl, I know that homegirl hooked her up.
Yes.
And no paint will ever beat that paint.
She read Sharon for not knowing how to walk in heels. Like, oh my god. She read Dita. She read Willem. Now Dita was like, bitch, I'ma see you in the reunion, honey. I'ma see you.
She was like, okay, well, we'll wait. I can't wait to see you, bitch.
He was everything. She read Willem, and Willem was just like, yeah, I have a man face. I'm very handsome. So Willem took it the right way.
Exactly, because Willem's that bitch. And that's why it's really annoying when you see some people getting real pressed over dumb chicks. It's like, y'all just don't know how to act.
So yeah, honey, Kenya went the fuck in, darling.
Yes, she did. She had a real good time. But I was just kind of like, I don't know, it felt unnecessary to me. Like, I don't know if she was asked to do that. Like, what the tea is with that fucking letter. But girl, like, you went hard.
She
like,
went all the way in.
Girl, she came for those divas. She really came for them.
Yes, she did.
And I was just like, oh, she was doing too much for me. Because it just made Kenya seem a little salty.
A little
about
sour.
the whole situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is they didn't show the rest of the girls or Kenya just didn't read the rest of the girls.
I'm sure she spoke about everyone, but they just edited it out, whatever, because of the major reads. Well, that's what they aired, honey.
Yeah, they were major. They were major, alright.
Darling.
Lord, so as Kenya fans, I love Kenya, but I know it was fucking dumb as hell. Girl,
she was
real
wrong for
dumb.
that, honey.
And I don't like to think that Kenya's that chick.
No.
You know what I mean? Because America's Next Superstar has to be approachable, and from what I got with the way she acted with Madame, and then the way that she wrote that letter, and saying, "Oh, that's so cute to Dita," and then in the letter she's like, "That's so ugly, burn it." It's just, it makes me feel like if I ever saw her, she might not be as sweet to me as I would like to think she'd be. You know what I mean? Or that she'd be a bit two-faced. I don't like that. I don't like it, girl. No.
So they split up, and some of them went into the other room or whatever, and they were, Fifi and Latrice went all the way in on Jiggly, saying they were tired of her being here, and she's not good enough, basically. And, it didn't, they should have maybe brought it up to Jiggly. I get that you don't, to quote Raja, you don't always want to know what I'm thinking, because what I'm thinking sometimes is rotten and nasty. But,
It was just kind of like, at the same time, I get that people, like, I was annoyed that Jiggly stayed over Milan, but I gotta give Jiggly her chance because she killed that lip sync. And lip syncing in that show is very important, because at the end of the day, as much as maybe Milan has things over Jiggly or other people do, it comes down to that moment.
Yeah.
And Ru's sitting there watching that. If Jiggly fucking kills it and the other chick doesn't, what, you gonna say no? Like, you can't.
No.
There's nothing you can do. You have to say yes because she killed that lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
And if the lip sync is just, gonna be totally thrown out the window, and they're not going to even think about it, then what's the point in the lip sync even being there at all? That's her moment to save herself, and if she did, then she did.
Yep.
So that's how I feel about it. Okay, so, the whole thing about Willem's boat versus Milan's, like the whole, it's meant to be pride, it's not meant to be about just you, Milan. She has the Milan invasion. Maybe it's that the Milan invasion was, I guess, more literal to like me, but Willem won and Willem's boat was covered in stickers of Willem, so it was kind of like, it didn't make sense, and I don't know why that wasn't brought up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was, because Billy B said he was slightly offended at Milan's boat being about her, but then he was giving Willem, oh Willem, and Willem's fucking boat and everything was gorgeous.
Yeah.
But like, it was all about Willem. It was covered in stickers of Willem, so if they're going to read Milan for it, they should read Willem for it. But I mean, maybe they did. Maybe it got edited out. But,
exactly, and I can understand that, there's things we don't see, so maybe the case is that Milan's invasion thing didn't have much to do with anything apart from Milan, and maybe where Willem was coming from was, I'm proud to be able to do what I love, and maybe Willem's story behind the whole thing was more centered around pride than Milan's was. Maybe Milan's didn't have as much of a reason. I don't know. So it could go either way.
Yeah.
But if Billy B was giving me too much, and to say he was offended, whatever.
Whatever, Billy B. Fifi went in on Willem, and she was like mad at her, saying her crying was fake and reading her about it. And she doesn't get why Willem is doing so well. But like, Willem is doing well because not only is she like gorgeous, her body's right, her outfits most of the time are right.
She's witty.
But that's what it is. She's witty. She gets on stage. Like today, I can't remember what she was talking about, but she was giving all of this about her boat, and you know, it had the Wi-Fi, and it's just she had the judges gagging over it.
Exactly, and you know, you gotta give each other your tears at the end of the day, and you can't say that Willem's not meant to be here or none of that, because obviously she is, because she's still here, and a lot of people are rooting for Willem and gagging over her.
So, in the other room, Jiggly was bringing up her crying too, and Willem defended herself, and she said, like, look, like, she's a bitch or whatever, but she wanted to at least keep a little tiny bit of integrity, and I don't think, like, I don't know. I don't think her crying was that fake. Like, they did just read her on it, and that might have been why. But in the Untucked, you can see that she was actually getting emotional, and everyone was like, oh my god, Willem is actually crying. So if she's crying backstage, and then she gets on stage and she cries, I don't know.
I don't think the crying was acting. I think it's stupid to say that because someone's an actor, that they're acting all the time, because it doesn't work that way, you know what I mean? You gotta let her have her moment. You know, the one moment that she fucking breaks down and everyone's like, oh, you lying, so that just means she's gonna close up more because everyone's gonna be on her fucking dick about it, you know?
I have to bring up the fucking Latrice's pants fucking absorbing water,
honey. Yeah.
She was walking and it was squirting out like from each butt cheek. I was gagging. That was everything.
Yeah, she had to put those fucking pants up to dry or something, honey.
Chad was educating Jiggly on the whole Stonewall thing, and good for Jiggly for at least being able to say, look bitch, I don't know that much about it, tell me shit, educate me, which I thought was good. And
because it's scary at the same time to you know, she's performed there and everything, so I think it took some balls for her to admit that she didn't too much know about it. And I hope, you know, when Jiggly gets back home and stuff, she does a little Google search or something. And I will too, because I know a few things, but, you know, I definitely need to be more informed, and it's something that I am definitely passionate about.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was like a really important challenge, because it was just educating people who don't know about our drag history.
Yes, and RuPaul's Drag Race gives you a platform to speak on this shit. And, I think after this episode, a lot of people who don't know about Stonewall are gonna Google it at least and try and figure out more about it.
Yeah.
Because we've come a long way, bitch.
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Now, there's some countries like where we're from that still have a lot of progressing to do, but I'm hoping that a show like this is gonna be the help that we need to educate the bitches out there who don't know,
yes,
who need to know.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they kind of closed it up with Fifi saying in our community that there's a lot of bitchiness and cattiness and stuff, and we need to stick together and we're sisters. But it's just completely contradictory to the way she acts in her other confessionals.
Exactly, because it's totally unnecessary for her to talk about people and call them disgusting, and it's too much, and
it's rude.
It's rude, and like, not to be on some Billy B shit, but it does offend me because I don't like to think that there are queens out there who act that way towards other queens. You feel me? And it's like, I don't know, it's hard to buy that she really doesn't understand what she's doing or the way she's coming across sometimes, because it's totally unnecessary and she takes it too far. You know, a joke is a joke and a read is a read, but to sit there and say someone's disgusting or this or that all the damn time,
it's too much.
It hurts, and I don't know how fans and people are going to react to her knowing that she might be that way. Because for all you know, she's being so lovely to you all the time. Like, you know, when Fifi used to comment on videos all the time saying you're sickening, this, that, the other. And now I kind of feel like it's hard for me to buy it because You got bitches on there who have been in the game for a hot minute. So how am I meant to believe the things you say about me when you're talking shit about bitches who I know have progressed much further than me? You get what I'm saying? Kind of reflects on other situations.
Yeah. The episode ended with Milan whispering in Jiggly's ear, "The girls are gunning for you, be careful." So,
Ooh, Lord.
Jiggly was kind of pissed, so we'll see next week how that unfolds, honey.
Yes.
Ooh, damn.
So, it's been a wild roller coaster episode, y'all.
That was an episode and a half, people.
I can't wait for next week, because it is the reading challenge.
We'll see how that works out, bitch, because
Yes.
I can see it going a little far.
Yes. So, I believe it's shout-out time.
Hey.
Now, of course, we always gotta give our shout-out to our girls, the Mystique Six, which is one big group of fabulous, flawless divas.
With the new addition of Miss Zodiac Brave.
Yes.
Yes.
So, shout out to you, Zodiac Brave,
Shout out
and
to you,
our
Zodiac
girl,
Brave.
Allie, and Sally, and Hunter / Diana Fire, and Gavin. We love you all, you're diva. Shout out to my girl, K Riz.
Hey.
Shout out to 11. How you doing, Miss Evan?
How you doing?
I don't know. You watch our videos, bitch. I don't know.
I didn't even know either.
Shout out to Lil Kim.
Shout out to Mongarson, our sister.
Yes, of course. Mwah. Shout out to Symphonic Ice, who is always repping our shit. Roberta too.
Shout
Our
out.
girl Sonia.
Yes.
Our
Shout out
girl
girl
Angie
Yeah.
Nation. Yes.
Our girl Sharon Noodles.
Yes. Mwah.
Mwah. Shout out to Miss Hypno Fiend.
Of
Shout
course.
out to Miss Sambic.
Yes.
And shout out.
Sickening pears, sickening awe. I love it. I live for it. I gag every time.
Yes. Just shout out to anyone who watches our videos.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We love you for it. Thank you for all your comments and the likes and
Yes.
all the subscribers. Y'all are sickening. We love you for it. So
Yes.
thank you for supporting us.
Because we have so much more love for y'all that y'all even know. Shout out also to all the Drag Race contestants who have been showing us love.
Yes.
Because it really means the world to us. Whether you're a contestant, whether you're just a regular viewer, we love you all.
Yes, ma'am.
And we appreciate you guys watching us and enjoying what we do. It means so much. Like, y'all know.
Ooh, by the way, to all y'all on YouTube, go check out, shout out to our girl, Hollis Hollywood. Go
Yes.
on hollishollywood.com, HOLLIS Hollywood.com. We did an interview with her, so you can maybe
Yes,
find out a little
in a
more about
segment.
us. Yeah, so thank you to her for supporting us too and trying to get us out there for
Yes.
the world, darling.
Yes.
So thank you to everyone.
Yes.
We love you. So.
Oh, and shout out to Mystique, the real Mystique. Hi.
Hi. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Shout out to Miss Sabria. We
Yes.
love you, bitch. And congratulations on your internship at Patricia Fields.
Yes, I can't
Yes.
believe it. So here we are with you, Diva. Mwah.
We love you.
Yes.